16 Cheap Ways to Save Money and Energy in Your House. Daily home operations like heating, cooling, and lighting use a lot of energy. With budgets being squeezed by rising energy costs and a growing worldwide concern over climate change, many people are now seeking for ways to reduce their energy consumption. Here are 16 easy and cheap tips on how to make your home more energy efficient. So smash that subscribe button and let's start saving a lot of money. Energy might be wasted while charging items for longer than necessary. To prevent this, keep an eye on your devices while they're charging and unplug them once they're done. Even when they are off, or on standby, plugged-in electronic devices still draw electricity. Usually, it's somewhat less than when they're turned on, but when it's multiplied by all of the devices in your house, it adds up over time and can waste a lot of energy. By unplugging electronics like TVs, gaming consoles, and other gadgets when not in use, you may prevent this. Appliance fans that are unclean are a little-known energy hog in most households. Dust accumulates in many popular household appliances, such as refrigerators, forcing the motors to work harder and consuming more electricity. This additional energy use might pile up over the period of months and years. Keeping them operating as efficiently as possible means cleaning the dust every few months. Freezers naturally build up ice over time, but this lowers their performance and uses more energy. To maintain your freezer operating as effectively as possible, try to keep it free of ice buildup. You may benefit from occasionally defrosting your refrigerator as well. Fridges may really accumulate ice, especially around the fan when they are overfilled. Many washers and dishwashers utilize water that is warmer than necessary on the default setting, which wastes energy. It's simple to reduce your daily energy use by running your dishwasher and laundry on a cooler setting when compared to a hotter setting. Ovens require a lot of energy, and the fact that we frequently keep them on while they're not in use doesn't help. A lot of the daily tasks we perform with ovens may be accomplished with other, more effective appliances, such as microwaves. When you can, try to avoid using the oven for everything to see if you can save some energy. As an alternative, since the oven will maintain its heat, consider turning it off a little before the cooking time is up. If your home has a lot of south-facing windows, you can use the sun's heat to warm it in the winter, which will save your heating costs. And to avoid overheating in the summer, just cover the windows. Which of these cost-free tips are you planning to implement? Let me know in the comments. The most effective way to distribute air is via ceiling fans. A decent ceiling fan can save energy by creating a breeze to cool or, on a reverse setting, by pushing hot air into rooms, making it a surprisingly effective replacement for a heater or air conditioner. Even today, many people's homes still use incredibly inefficient lighting. Even while it might not seem like a big concern, using the least efficient lights for years at a time, such halogen lamps, can waste a lot of electricity. So, one of the simplest and quickest ways to decrease the energy usage of your home is to switch to more energy efficient lighting, including LEDs and long-life bulbs. This could be more difficult, especially if you're on a tight budget. However, older, less energy-efficient appliances might consume far more energy than modern, energy-efficient models. Always look for the most efficient equipment you can locate when replacing any appliances or furnishing a new house. Hubs for the home that are Wi-Fi connected can be a terrific method to track, manage, and cut back on energy usage. If you don't already have one, you might want to invest in one since they are very affordable and can considerably improve your energy consumption practices. Numerous apps are also available to assist you in managing and monitoring your energy use. Even when closed, any window or door in your home is likely to be a source of heat loss. This is especially true if the window or door is made of glass. It's a good idea to test all of your windows and doors because of this, by holding a candle near them and watching for flickers. Use a draft excluder, weather stripping, caulk, or tape to carefully seal the window or door if you discover a drafty area. Hot water tanks have a tendency to lose a lot of heat, squandering energy and costing you money unnecessarily. The amount of energy wasted by your heater can be significantly decreased by insulating it. You can either buy a heater with good insulation or make your own using a specific insulating blanket to do this. Installing solar panels on your home is another option to take advantage of the sun's energy. By producing your own energy, you'll use the grid less frequently and could even be able to recoup some of your costs by selling any surplus to the utility. Windows are a weak point in most homes for heat loss because they are constructed of glass. It is frequently worthwhile to upgrade to higher quality windows, such as more recent double or even triple glazed designs, to reduce the amount of energy lost via windows. Because heat rises, poorly insulated roofs waste a significant amount of energy. Older dwellings are especially affected by this problem. You may save a lot of money over time by making sure that your roof is properly insulated, and often the investment pays for itself within a few years. Here are some bonus tips for you. Install cavity wall insulation. Again, this is a cheap option. Most energy companies offer it for free, and will help minimize heat loss through the walls of your home. Draft-proof around your front door, including the letter box, to help prevent cold air rushing into your home during the winter months. Shower, don't bath. Baths tend to use a huge amount of hot water compared to a shower. We know that, sometimes, nothing beats a nice long shower, but if you can try and keep these extended stays to a minimum, you are going to save energy and reduce your bills. Install heavy curtains and make sure you close them at night. This again acts as a barrier to prevent heat loss out of the home. Install chimney balloons or a chimney sheep, both work in the same way to stop cold drafts come down the chimney. Turn down the room stat by a couple of degrees. 19 degrees is about the norm. Use microwaves to reheat food as opposed to the oven. They heat up the food far quicker, so are therefore more efficient. Only boil as much water as you need. Don't boil a kettle full of water for 1 cup of tea. Set your fridge/freezer to a higher temperature so they don't need to work so hard. If you are defrosting food, always defrost it in the fridge because then the frozen food will keep the fridge cooler. Put lids on pots and pans to reduce cooking times. Try and match the size of the burner to the right pot or pan. Putting a small pan on a huge burner or electric hob will just waste electricity. Don't open the oven to look at the food inside. Peep through the window to help prevent the expensive hot air inside escaping. Avoid opening the fridge or freezer to browse. Every time you do, the appliance will need to fire up to cool down the air again. Avoid blocking radiators with furniture, allowing convection currents to flow around the room as the hot air will be felt across the room quicker. Dim your smartphone. It will use less energy, so you won't need to charge it so frequently.